Stormwood & Associates is a production of the Nerd and Tie Podcast Network. For more podcasts from actual play to true crime to witchcraft, go to nerdandtie.com or join our community on Discord by finding an invite at nerdandtie.com/discord. Over 100 years ago, the dark wizard Hollowell prophesied his return, but Sheriff Aesop Stormwood swore his descendants would stop him. He created Stormwood & Associates with the sole purpose of defeating Hollowell in the future. It failed. Now the young Raz Stormwood and her friends have been framed for a crime they didn't commit, and they've escaped to the Morris Halata Underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive operating on the edge of society. If you have a problem, they can solve it. But don't get in their way, or else you might get caught in the eye of the storm. Stormwood & Associates stars Gen Proc as Raz Stormwood, Nick Izumi as Bill Carpathia, Kyle Johnson as Tristan Babbitt, and Trey Dorn as NK and Kel O'Reilly.
We open at the clubhouse. It's another one of the days where the Stormwood team is going about their regular business. It's a weekday. I think it's a Tuesday afternoon. Feel free to just say what your characters are up to first.
NK is attempting to install a new espresso machine and failing.
Alrighty. Okay. Good stuff. Babbitt?
Babbitt is just trying to find something to watch on TV.
Good call. And Raz Stormwood.
Raz has really gotten into watching YouTube videos of slapping competitions.
And Kel is trying to figure out what the hell Raz is watching. What the what is this?
They slap each other.
I do not. What is the appeal of this endeavor? I do not understand what is happening here. Describe to me why you like this.
Because it's funny and it's cool to see how much power they have. It's kind of like arm wrestling.
No, you see, okay, look. I understand arm wrestling because that is not. This is it. So explain to me what I am seeing here with my whatever my eyes are called now.
It's two grown men slapping each other in the face.
Right. No. You see, this is what I'm saying. You see, arm wrestling, that is like an actual contest, a sport. Like, that is two people facing off. Like, this is...
No, it's like the same thing. They're facing off. It's like a competition.
This appears to be basic... This is masochism for fat guys.
It's a KO. Like, it's the same thing.
This is masochism with the clothes on. This is...
Yeah, well, so is UFC.
Yeah. And, look, there is nothing heterosexual about what I am seeing here. That is just all I am saying.
As the bickering continues, Bill is kind of hovering in the vicinity of of Raz looking like he's concerned about something but not sure how to share it.
See, Bill, see, Bill's concerned. Look, both of us are concerned over what you're doing in public with this slapping thing. This is getting weird.
I actually have no idea what you're looking at.
Okay, oh, well, great. You should see this. Come over. Look at this stuff. This is weird.
Boss, I don't want to interrupt your weird YouTube thing.
What's up?
Well,
What's going on?
I got an email from a friend, and I know I've been trying to keep my profile low and try not to let anyone know where I am, but I got an email from an old friend from, well, my college days, Oscar Septimus. He's a incredibly powerful conjurer, and he sounds like he's in trouble.
His name is Oscar Septimus?
Yes!
That is a
Old
name?
magic family.
And,
Yes.
how old is he? Was he born prior to 1984?
He was not. He was made fun of viciously by most people. Myself included. That said, though...
You you bullied somebody?
I did, okay?
In
Not
college?
something I'm proud of.
You bullied people in college?
No, I
Wait,
didn't bully him in college.
Who bullied?
I
Who
knew him
bullied
before
people
we
in
went to
college?
No, he... Look,
Bill, you shouldn't bully
his
people.
parents knew my mom. I didn't actually go to school with him till college, but boy was I mean to him at basically every social function I ever saw him at.
That is Bill.
Yeah, well, I'm not proud of it.
I don't know. It's just bizarre. Like, I'm starting to see why Pat was the preferred child if you were bullying people as a kid.
Pat did... Look, listen. Let's not bring Pat into this. Let's not bring my dumb dead brother into... The point is... Oscar...
Speaking of the dead, too. Wow. Look at Mr. Meanbags over here.
Oscar was one of the best. It doesn't make sense that he would need help from anyone, especially not me. If he's trying to contact me, he's probably in some serious trouble. I can't... All he's saying is that something, he won't even say what it is, but that something is going on, and it's somewhere, it's some sort of a magical ritual back in Calisorda. It's in a small town. What was the name? Oh, right. Geez, I'm having trouble reading this.
Do you need glasses? Like...
Look, it's a whole thing, alright? I definitely didn't forget to give a name to the town that I was setting this in.
Look, see, Bill. I think that is a... Kel pops in over Bill's shoulder. Okay, so I think that's a P? That's not with a P there?
Oh, yeah. Jeez. How did I...
Pleasant? Is that like a pleasant? I think that... Who wrote this down? Why is this in terrible handwriting?
Yeah, that was the other part that was weird. He emailed it to me, but it was just a piece of paper.
Yeah, no, look, it's a photo of a piece of paper as a note. This is a weird thing. Okay, so that's... I want to say Pleasant Valley. That's just my instinct there. That's...
Pleasant Valley... Calisorda? Well, that's... Yeah. Some sort of a magical ritual, and... it's just that place and need firepower. I don't know what that means. I mean, other than the obvious, but
I also want to make it clear to the listeners that Calisorda is not California, and I realized I just named an actual place in California. This is not that.
it is not.
What's the population of Pleasant Valley, Calisorda?
Only about 15,000 if Google's to be believed.
That's so, like, bigger than where we live. Well, it's around what we live. That's not really a small town. I mean, it's not big, but...
Hey, I've been living in big cities my whole life. I guess I have a different perspective on things. The point is, Oscar wasn't one to ask for help, and I'm concerned. I think we should check it out.
Okay, you kids go have fun with that. Okay. How far is this from where we are?
It's probably gonna be about a day's trip. It's not close, but
A day's trip?
yes.
We're like 4 hours from San Ricardo.
Well, it's it's a little bit south.
You are, like, right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, are you just really bad at geography, Bill?
Incredibly. Look, a day, 4 or 5 hours, like, what's really the difference is what I'm getting at.
Well, 20 hours? Give or take?
Okay, that's a strong point.
Okay, 2 cars, 1 car, what are we doing? Also, has anyone seen Mara? Like, any idea where she's been? She left a note on the couch saying something like, at Leroy's, and I don't know who Leroy is. Do you know who Leroy is?
Why does that name ring a bell?
I don't know.
Leroy Jenkins?
No, I mean, that meme exists, but I don't know who Leroy is.
I have no idea.
I don't know who Leroy is either. Kel's on the other side of the room, doing something with the monitors.
With all the other crazy stuff we've been dealing with lately and being fugitives, I guess it just didn't cross my mind much.
Like,
Huh.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes, like, Mara doesn't care about it.
Oh yes, that's very true.
She absolutely does not care.
I don't
That's
know.
just a fact.
But I'm just saying, like,
Leroy her boyfriend?
I don't know. Is Leroy her
mean-
boyfriend? Has she talked to you about any of this?
No, but I'm gonna find out.
She just flips me off every day.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least she doesn't spit in your coffee anymore.
She used to do that?
Oh, back at the office all the time.
Oh my god!
You didn't know?
No!
I swear I told you this.
Ah!
She'd make the intern stop at her desk in the waiting area, ask which coffee was yours, spit in it, and then send... You didn't know?
I
swear we told him this.
oh my god!
You've ingested
Oh.
so much of her spit.
Oh man! Whatever. Come on. Oscar needs help. Let's take a. Who all wants to come with me on this? It might be dangerous. It very likely will be.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, yeah. Let's go do something stupid and dangerous. That's what we do.
That's what we normally do.
Like, what else are we going to do on a Wednesday?
Fair.
The question isn't, are we going to go do something stupid and dangerous? The question is, how many cars are we taking and how many guns are we bringing?
At least one, and probably as many as possible.
All right. So are we? The gang gets ready to take a car. Do you have a vehicle? Do you guys have a preferred method, or do you want to go in? Do you want to go separately or together?
I mean, the golf is very cramped for 4 people to be in for like 6 hours.
This is true.
Yeah, if we're doing a long road trip, one of the SUVs might be a good idea.
We don't have SUVs anymore.
We don't?
It's-
We
I
have.
thought we took at least one of them with us.
No, we didn't. We just have the Golf and the
Mm-mm.
Lumina.
They were
And my
compromised.
bike. That's right.
Yeah, we have the Golf, the Lumina, and the motorcycle, and that is it.
And nobody else is allowed to ride the motorcycle.
NK has very loudly said she's going to buy a car, but hasn't done it yet.
So I guess we got to take both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So NK's bringing standard gear, messenger bag, guns. Probably because we're going in public, not going to wear them on holsters. You know. And then, Sharpies. And a small laptop in case she needs it. And cell phone. And assorted cables.
All right. Bill is grabbing his lighter, his collapsing wand, and a gun.
Standard gear.
Same standard gear.
All right. So the gang gets all get all together and into the 2 vehicles, and they drive. The sun slowly sets. There's a nervous air. There's a nervous air in the Lumina, as Bill isn't used to worrying about, this sort of thing. Team eventually arrives at Pleasant Valley. As you guys get out of the car, it seems maybe a little uncomfortably quiet for a town its size.
Okay, what time of day is it? when we get there?
It's getting to about 9:30 in the evening.
Okay, so where are we? Like, I'm pulling over, like, somewhere because our characters need to talk. So okay. Are we just going straight to your friend's place, or are we, like, it's getting late? We might need to, like, get a place to stay for the night.
That's probably our best call. He's been jumpy. He hasn't responded to anything I've sent him yet today. Maybe we should just find a motel or something to stay in?
Yeah, let's find a place. I've got enough money to rent a couple rooms.
Whew, that's a relief. I'm sorry I dragged you guys along on this. Something's off. I can tell something's off. I just don't know what.
Okay. Alright. You've been here before, Bill. Where can we find a hotel?
There should be one, really just up the road about 5 minutes from here.
Okay.
On your left. And be careful when you're pulling in. Like, the driveway's weird.
Okay. Get back in my car, drive towards the hotel. Or motel. How weird's the driveway?
It's like just off on this kind of odd side road, and there's the driveway to a nearby farm, like almost immediately next to it. So if you take the wrong left, you'll end up just going to a farm and annoying a farmer. So it's the second left, not the first one. But
Okay.
it's not helped by the fact that the sign for the motel is like in between the two driveways.
All right, I'm going to attempt to take the correct driveway.
All right, you have no issues.
Right.
Bill starts going down the wrong driveway.
I thought wasn't
and
Babbitt
then
driving
backs
Bill's
up.
car? I mean, it's just been a common thing where we always have had
Whatever.
Babbitt driving
Whatever.
Bill's car.
Bill can drive his own car if he wants.
Bill is driving this time.
Okay. Who is
He
driving?
backs
Bill
up
is
and-
driving. How can that be?
He backs up and pulls into the correct driveway.
What does this motel look like?
It's by no means fancy. It is a cheap roadside motel. It's the kind that was probably thriving, especially like, let's say like in the 70s. And it's not in terrible condition, but it's also like you can tell that its best days are behind it.
So 1 story, 2 stories.
It's a one-story thing.
Okay. And it's 9:30 at night, so I'm walking to the office.
I'll go in there with you.
I approach the desk or whatever.
Behind the desk is a tired elderly dwarf who looks up and is clearly surprised anyone has even come in. Oh! Didn't expect any visitors, especially with what's been going on lately.
What's been going on?
Oh, I just haven't seen anyone really wanting to come around these parts right now. It's been just seemed like traffic just cut off. Haven't really had much business, and then I don't know, someone got shot the other day with an old rifle. It must have been a turn of the century rifle. It was real strange.
That's not very old.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, the
turn of the
century is only 20 years ago.
turn of the 19th century.
Okay.
19th to 20th. It was sorry, I forget about you youngins.
Well, we're just a fifth of the way into a century. So, you know. Anyways, so town's weird. Great, got it. Do you have 2 rooms available?
Oh, absolutely. Way more than that. We haven't had much business around here at all. I'd be happy to have you.
Great. And do you take cash?
Absolutely.
Great.
The only currencies I really trust, if I'm going to be honest.
Awesome. Okay. So again, 2 rooms.
Yes. Here are your keys.
Libertarian.
No
order.
pets. No smoking. And stop and don't be like the last people who stayed in. I scrambled those pornography channels for a reason.
I'm so, okay, so that just begs questions. Isn't one of the fundamental moneymakers for a motel in your line of work people paying to watch the pornography? I mean, I have no intention of watching, but isn't that like usually
Not
a core-
my fine motel.
But
it's
that's
not.
like, but then why do you have the channels on your cable package at all?
Because it's the only way is to get to my Animal Planet.
That's not true. That's
He
not how
takes out the cable brochure for Pleasant
not how-
Valley,
this is
Calisorda, which definitely shows the only way to get Animal Planet is
This-
by ordering pornography.
this brochure. First off, this brochure is 30 years old. Secondly, did they even have Animal Planet then? What is going? Secondly, like there are other like DirecTV, Dish Network, like there are other options, and they can just like not send you those channels. And
Oh, look at me. I'm from outside of town telling a small business owner how to run their business. I see how it is.
I'm just saying that, like, I mean, and that's got to be killing your margins.
You want your keys or not?
Yes, I want my keys. Do you want money? Because
Yes.
I am starting
Yes,
to question whether or not you want money.
I do want your money. I just don't want the pornographies in my motel. This is a fine establishment.
All right, do you have Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're doing a real great job. All right, pay for the rooms. By the way, there's a lot of porn on the internet, just in case you didn't know.
It can't be
With the
true.
keys.
There's nothing but truth on the internets.
Ain't no what? Who said? Well, I mean, pornography in many ways a lie in how healthy sexual human interaction is supposed to work, but it is. Anyways, I'm not gonna explain this to this weirdo because, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna go with my friends into motel rooms. What do you people? Well, sorry, no. I have to go back in here. All right, so
Have a good
what do you,
night.
No.
Moon
What do
landing
you
was
what do you
fake.
think people often use motel rooms for?
I assume
think you-
business meetings in the middle of the afternoon.
That is. Oh. Can I tell him?
Don't
Go
tell him. My God, don't tell him.
Tell him.
What? Your primary business is a place for you have two clienteles. One is people like us who are traveling who need a place to sleep. But here's my question. How often do you have locals staying in your motel?
Oh, quite regularly. Actually, the state senator swings by here about once a month.
Yeah, anytime someone who lives within 50 miles of your motel stays here, they're doing it to have sex. All right, let's go. Walk into our rooms.
Gee, I hope they're married.
They're not.
Tarnation.
A lot of them probably are, but
Just not to each other.
Tarnation.
It's your whole business model.
Everyone knows but you.
That was the most naive hotel manager I have ever met.
I can't.
This is a weird trip.
Yeah, okay, so I got us 2 rooms. So 4 beds. And, hopefully they're next to each other? I don't know. What rooms, do we have rooms that are next to each other?
There is, yes, you have rooms that are next to each other. It doesn't look like, many of the other rooms even have anyone in them.
Awesome.
Like, lights are just out.
Alright, so I immediately, check the bed for bed bugs.
That was a good decision.
Check under it for dead bodies.
Well, no, you get to do both at once. So, like, if you're checking bed bugs, you're gonna lift up the mattress, and so that also lets you look under the bed.
Oh yeah, and check under it for animal.
Yeah.
Real experience. True story, kids.
Real question is, have you ever stayed at a con where where you found someone had urinated in the garbage can?
Oh.
No, but you have.
I have.
Yeah, put
You-
these on your hotel room bingos.
You've had the worst hotel room experiences I've ever heard at someone at a con, and they're all at the same a lot of them are at the same hotel, which you
A lot
kept
of them
going
were.
back to.
A lot of them were, but the garbage can was Nerd and Tie Expo,
Oh
actually.
Jesus, at the plaza.
Yeah.
Well, that hotel doesn't exist anymore, so no worries
Uh-huh.
about that. But I'm just saying, you've had enough bad experiences at the same hotel, which always begs the question of why did you
I
keep
had
going back?
3 good years at that hotel, and then suddenly the last 2 were garbage shows. So,
Anyways, back to the crappy motel we're staying in. If I can determine that the room's clean enough for a human person to sleep in,
it's shockingly clean. Like, it's pretty decent.
okay.
Again, the decor looks like it was really stylish in 1976. But aside from that, it's clean.
Okay. So we have a place to sleep. It's 9:30 at night. Do we just want to, like, call it and then deal with this in the morning?
Actually, I'm a little still caught up on that shooting thing he mentioned earlier. I mean, yeah, that guy was yelling that the moon landing was fake, and he was incredibly naive for a motel manager, but that might have a kernel of truth to it.
Okay, well, I pull up so I've got my phone. I'm going to do a little bit of research and pull up the local news.
Alright. Alright, so as you're, so you go to check the local news, right?
Yeah.
They like checking like a local, okay. You're seeing, yes, there was in fact a shooting. One person got shot and several other bullet holes were made by what looked like the shells that were, or the bullets that were recovered from the scene look like something from a late 1800s gun. Like, not something from a modern pistol or rifle or anything like that.
Okay.
Also in the do you want to look at, or yeah, I'll just tell you. You also noticed that there's some comments about some damage done to some public areas that look like they were cut like by a blade, like stone with just big cuts taken out of it.
Awesome. I relay this to everybody else.
Alright. That's weird.
Yeah, no, that's bizarre.
That's super weird.
I mean, LARPers? It sounds like LARPers.
I mean, maybe. Is someone pounding on our door?
Alright, NK's gonna answer the door. Hello! What am I looking at?
At the door is a priest. Good evening.
Uh-huh.
He is a human priest, very tall.
How tall are we talking?
We're talking about, he's gotta be like 6'8".
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very tall man. Wearing
Because I'm only like 5'4".
He's a very tall man. He's a human. He's got a bit of a mullet going on. He's wearing a trench coat, Roman collar, and he's looking very, very serious and grim.
All right. Is there like any like there's like a do not disturb sign on the back of the door, like that's in the room, right? Or is
Yes.
there not? All right. I want to grab that and I'm gonna start doing something with a Sharpie on the back. What's up? I'm gonna crane my head like almost straight up to look at him.
I'm just surprised to see people coming into this town, especially on a weekend such as this one.
Why?
We had left out some notices to the surrounding area that you shouldn't be visiting. This town has some issues that happen at a festival here. It's not a common occurrence, maybe every 30 to 50 years, but...
There's a festival? This weekend?
Yes.
But all the
sorts.
hotel rooms are empty. That doesn't make any sense.
It's something we only particularly want locals to participate in.
That
You
sounds
have to
weird.
understand, it's a religious thing.
What religion? You're dressed like Christian clergy, but that doesn't sound like a... Don't think there's anything major on the calendar right now.
Oh, the Holy Order of... He as he's scanning the room, he notices Raz Stormwood. Wait a minute. You helped one of our branch churches not that long ago, didn't you? I think you know exactly which church I'm referring to.
The
Is it a
church,
monastery?
the Church of Sanctuary?
Yes.
I
We have several
I thought
smaller
that
parishes throughout the state.
I thought that was the primary. Well, first off, I wasn't there. Fuck. What
Okay,
do
would
I
not
know?
about this.
What does NK knows that the Church of Sanctuary existed.
Yeah.
She's had conversations, but I'm trying to think how much she would know about the actual church. Because I believe that the one in San Ricardo is the main church.
It is.
Yeah. Well, that's
You're
that's
correct.
Trey talking, not NK talking.
Sorry.
But I'm trying to keep canon straight here. It's there are future storylines at stake. Okay. So church, that's Church of Sanctuary. That's that weird church that you guys did the thing for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
That's the
some
one
stuff with Church of Sanctuary.
Where you hired Mara?
Yep. That's
Yep.
where we picked her up.
Weird running into you guys again.
What's the name of the festival?
You must understand, we don't typically share that with outsiders.
So,
You should rejoice.
All right. Great.
It's
So there's
for
a
your betterment that you stay out of it.
there's a festival that. All right. Great. So what I've been doing with my Sharpie and this do not disturb sign is doing a protection ward, and it is a protection against the Church of Sanctuary. So I had to get what church he was for and that. And I'm slapping on the door and closing it. He's gonna have fun if he tries to knock on the door again.
I'm familiar with that type of ward.
Oh, I didn't
He
make it
screams
face
through
him.
the door.
I didn't. I put it on the back side of the sign.
Oh, okay.
He can't see it. Stormwood & Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network, and that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Fey Wild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game, so an actual play game like this one, but in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, the Fey Wild West follows two people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ+ podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters, and you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.